Hi, I'm Meg with Meg Behrens Design. Welcome to Roman Roads. Come on in. So this was a really fun home that we got to renovate for an investor. It is an Beadle property, and he is a pretty famous architect in the Arizona region and does tons of mid-century modern builds. So when we got this house, we really wanted to stay true to the architecture, but we needed to elevate the spaces and make them more modern and usable for how we kind of function now. So part of staying true to the architecture was we wanted to do, if you can see on the floors, we wanted to kind of keep that like concrete feel, go with some walnut cabinetry, and then of course with like the light fixtures and stuff throughout, just kind of bring in the fun of mid-century. You also see throughout this house we have lots of wallpaper and just like fun pops of color all throughout, because I really feel like it's true to the character. We are also located in central Phoenix, so I think it's kind of like, you know, true to this area as well. So, you know, lots of fun, which you will see throughout this whole area. All right, so this used to be an itty bitty galley kitchen that went from probably about like here to here. Not even the whole length of this island here. And there was a huge wall right there. So this just definitely wasn't gonna work. We wanted to give everyone that island that they love, to be able to entertain and feel like you aren't, you know, just caught in your little kitchen doing what you're doing, but being able to like entertain and be with everyone throughout. So that was a really important thing to us, was to get rid of that. Well, to get rid of this wall, that staircase was actually in front of it. And with this being a 2-story, we had to do something. So by moving that staircase, we were able to just like fully expand this kitchen. And then, you know, we were able to get bigger appliances, and the main thing that I really wanted in this kitchen was to have this island. The nice part with this dining is all the natural light you get in this house. I'm sure you can see all the windows we have, and it was really important for us just to be able to have that whole inside out feel. So as you can see, every single one of these doors can be opened, so you can really kind of commune between out there and in there. Another place where we added as well is this big door. So this was always glass before, and it was actually white, and we ended up doing all the black metal, but we wanted access out here as well. So now we created this awesome pivot door. So, I mean, you have absolutely no reason not to be outside in this house, right? So many ways to get in, and there's actually another one in this room over here. So plenty of doors to get to the outdoor space. Actually, let's go out. We can kind of talk about that as well. All right, whenever we are working in a space, we always try to envision ourselves here. If I lived here, how would I want to entertain? What would I want to do? And what can I keep? So this gorgeous tree just fit everything, and so happy the contractors were able to preserve it, which a lot of times just doesn't happen when it's months and months and months of construction. So anyway, nice, like green, lush. I feel like it really like brings everything. This area before, they did have the pool. We resurfaced it, put new coping, did all the fun stuff. However, it was just literally like a concrete jungle out here. So adding this turf around the pool, I just felt like just added, once again, some greenery to the backyard, which was amazing. We did new pavers throughout. We created a little barbecue area to have that inside out, and then this awesome water feature. So if you check out the water feature as well, let me see. You can see we just did a really fun tile pattern, right? Just something different. I feel like the homeowner, once they live here, might have like some other plants or greenery or other fun things on that wall. I know if I lived here, I'm sure that'd be where all the pool toys are, just to kind of throw them in as the kids are playing in the backyard. So this part of the home, there was absolutely no touching. This is a townhouse in an HOA community, so this was not, we couldn't do anything. But when I saw the replication of this big door and then one on top, I knew like this would be another fun place to incorporate just something fun and different. So we did this nice mural that continues from the bottom all the way up to the top, just to once again like add more art, right? But I wanted to also keep this neutral enough that we weren't impeding if people did want to bring their own art. You know, I didn't really want it to compete. I wanted it something nice that would just blend with the overall architecture of the home. So this staircase, it always seems so easy to say, oh, just move it. It was a lot of work. And always just makes me realize how thankful I am for the contractors we work with that just figure things out, right? It takes a lot of brainstorming, figuring things out. Once we moved it, we realized that the rail was on the other side. So now we had holes now on this other side, because at first we weren't going to do this whole wood pattern. And that's the fun thing sometimes with remodels, is it's always figuring it out as you go. We do a lot of game planning before, right? We think we got it all done. And then as things are actually getting moved, you realize like, oops, okay, pause, what should we do, right? So when we moved it over, we were just gonna paint it, but then it looked super odd with the holes. And the investors we work with, I just feel like are unbelievable, and they just want things done right, right? They're not worried about spending a little extra money to make it right, because they are also thinking about them and their families in this home, and they just want it done correctly. So, we decided let's just kind of add some more wood elements, right? We have a lot of white on this wall, and then we have all these like hard black with now the lines in the metal with the glass. So we decided to bring in some wood instead. So the man who did our cabinets actually wrapped every single one of these stairs for us, which was, I'm sure, very labor intensive for him. But what a difference it makes. You would probably never know that these stairs were actually moved. We were able to repurpose the stairs themselves, which is awesome, because they are just like those gorgeous floating stairs that you just can't get that every time. Then you have all this extra space that you can utilize as well under them. Okay, so this is the suite that we have downstairs. So as you can see, we kind of staged it as an additional living, kind of like a fun den area. Huge closets, so you can store extra games, clothes, whatever it may be in here. Or this could also has definitely enough space to be a bedroom. Then when you walk into the hallway here, we created a double vanity. So once again, this could not just be your powder, right? This really could be an extra bedroom if needed, with 2 sinks, and then this is the bath in here. So once again, just playing with kind of some of those mid-century pieces. We wanted to bring the terrazzo in, so we brought that into the floor tile, and then just going with like that funky artist vibe, we found this really, really fun tile in here, and just love the play of it. I just feel like everywhere you go, you can like be inspired by different things, and this one is just I felt like it was really fun but mature as well, and such a great one to have in your downstairs bath, where everyone, right, is kind of using, this is the restroom all your guests will be using, so it just kind of brings in some fun, and then also incorporates into the front door. Okay, this is the upstairs bedroom. We didn't do much here besides paint, new ceiling fans, new closets, different things like that was definitely incorporated. We did new floors throughout, new baseboards, right? I guess I shouldn't say there wasn't a lot. We did a lot. We didn't really change the square footage or the area as well. New windows were put in. So all of this is definitely like new and updated, but my favorite part about this room is you aren't staring at a bathroom vanity anymore, right? You can just relax, enjoy, looks like we have the TV there, or you can just, relax and kind of enjoy the serenity of your bedroom and not think about like the toothbrush or whatever is up on that counter as well. So I think it just creates a lot more peace in this space. Okay, so this wall was original. It was in the home before, and when we were meeting with the investor and contractor, he's like, should we just knock it down? What should we do with it? What do you think? And I kind of fell in love with the wall. I feel like maybe we should stage it a bit more with some like fun accessories, but it was just kind of a really good separation. I felt like if we knocked the wall, all of a sudden this bedroom is just huge, and you're like, what do you do with the space anyway? So we created an office space over here, and this has probably turned into one of my favorite areas in the home, because you have all this beautiful like natural light. You get to stare at that tree that luckily we didn't demo, but you also have the privacy of not like seeing every single person that like walks by and different things like that. I also felt like it was a great space if you're living here with someone else. You could kind of come over here and get your stuff done, and they can still be like sleeping or doing whatever they need to do in the bedroom. And we decided to accent this wall once again, going with like the round shape. I feel like we replicated a bunch throughout this home, and really threw in like the mid-century colors, right? We went with like the red, the yellow, the blue. Wanted to stay, once again, just really wanting to stay true to the architecture and just add some fun along the way. So upstairs we have 2 guest suites, and this area where I'm standing now used to actually be the closet. And then the vanity was in the middle of the hall, which I just felt was a little weird, right? I don't want to be standing in bed, kind of watching whoever get ready. I don't know, it just felt like very like college apartment to me. So we wanted to kind of separate and keep the bathroom and the bedroom separate. As you can see, we did once again the walnut vanity, we did some fun concrete lights, and then this is where we had more fun than anywhere, is just with the tile and the concrete. So there's 2 bathrooms upstairs. We wanted to do similar designs in the shower, but then just do something funkier with the floors. So this is actually our green tile that we did in here to tie in with the green and blue floor. And in the other shower, we ended up doing like a blue and white. I'll show you soon. So we did a really similar vanity, but we did change the lights in here. I wanted to go with these cone lights, which is another super just like mid-century light fixture, because I thought it went so well with some of the triangles that we did in this floor. This is probably one of the like most fun floors we've ever done. I found this tile and just saw like all the different ways you could play with it and fell in love with it. And I was lucky enough to have an intern actually with us last summer. She did this for us, and we were kind of just like playing with the space and playing with the design. And you can see, kind of reminded me of like being back in school. I don't know if you remember those like little triangles and rectangles and like all those random shapes you could like just play with and put on the ground. That's pretty much how we did this. But then we had the colors as well, right? We didn't want like all white in there or all blue. So just kind of like playing with that was super fun. And then once again, we replicated the same tile pattern, but we did it with the blue tile in this bathroom instead.